So let's continue our chapter number 3. We'll start with exercise 3C, subtraction in whole numbers. So let's see what we will learn in this. See the properties of subtraction. In the previous exercises, we have learned about whole numbers and the properties of addition in which we use in whole numbers. Now we will go with the properties of subtraction. So the first one is, if we have a and b are two numbers and a is greater than b, or a is equal to b, and if both of them are whole numbers, then let's see how we will use subtraction. Okay. So in example number 1, we are having both numbers are equal. Like 9 and 9, when we do the subtraction, we get 0. It is possible. 14 and 14, we get 0. It is possible. In the second example, we can see 50 is greater than 10, so we can subtract it. Again, 22 is greater than 8, so we can subtract it. But see, in the third example, we cannot subtract 13 from 18. Like, we cannot get a subtraction answer if we do 13 minus 18. So we can say that this type of subtraction is not defined in particularly whole numbers. It will be defined in some other kinds of numbers which we will learn later, but not in whole numbers. So let's move on to, which is, if a and b are two whole numbers, then a minus b is not equals to b minus a. In addition, it was equal. When we are doing a plus b or b plus a, it is equal. But in subtraction, it is not equal. Let's see an example for this. Suppose we are having a is equals to 11 and b is equals to 8. So when we solve the LHS side, like a minus b, we will get 11 minus 8 equals to 3, which is simple. Then if we do the RHS side, like the right hand side, which is b minus a, so it is not defined. We cannot subtract 11 from 8. It is not possible in whole numbers. So that's why both the sides are not equal in particular operation, that is subtraction. Let's move on to the next third property. It is, if a is any whole number, then a minus 0 is equals to a, which is a common sense that if we subtract 0 from any number, we get the same number. But 0 minus a is not defined. Okay, we will not get any answer for this. Let's see, if a is equals to 22 and then we use a minus 0, we get 22 minus 0. We get 22 as the answer, but we cannot do 0 minus 22. It is not possible in whole numbers. Now, let's move on to, which is, this is the associative law which we learned in addition also. See it properly. Here we are having a minus b, they are in bracket, then we will subtract c in the left hand side, and then in the right hand side we are first subtracting b and c, and then when we will get the result, we'll subtract it from a. So we are having three numbers over here. A is 8, b is 4, and c is 2. First we will solve the left hand side, which is a minus b in bracket, and then we will subtract c from it. So by doing it, 8 minus 4 and then minus 2. First solving 8 minus 4, we get 4, and then we subtract 2 from it, and the answer got 2. Okay, so the LHS side answer is 2. Now we will go for the right hand side. First we will subtract b minus c. So 4 minus 2, we get 2, and then we subtract 2 from the number, that is a, which is 8. So 8 minus 2 comes out to be 6. So both are not equal. So this property doesn't apply in subtraction. We have to clear it in mind. Now let's move on to the next. We are having three numbers over here, a, b, and c. So let's see what this property says. Okay, it says that a minus b is equals to c. If a minus b is equals to c, then b plus c is equals to a. Okay, suppose we are subtracting two numbers and we get a particular number, and we add numbers like b and c, we are adding, we'll get a as the answer. It is a property of subtraction. We have an example over here. Let's see. So a is 23, b is 5, and c is 18. So let's do the red part first, which is a minus b. So we do the a minus b part. We did a minus b, that is 23 minus 5 and we get 18, which is C. Okay, now we will do the black part, which is B plus C. We know B is 5, C is 18, and when we add them, what we are going to get? We are going to get 23, which is A. So you just need to remember this property. It will help you solve questions. Now let's see this, like we did in the addition properties also, which is 456 minus 19. So what are we going to do? You just understand this part, that we will write 99 as 100 minus 1. And then in the next step, what are we going to do? We are going to open the brackets. And when we open the bracket, the minus sign inside the bracket turns out to be positive. So how this happens? You just need to wait for one more chapter so that you could solve this mystery, that how this comes out to be plus. It changes into the addition sign. So you just remember it for a while, and then I'll open this mystery in the chapter integers, which you are going to learn. Okay, so just remember that you have to write minus 100 and then plus 1. So now first add the numbers. It comes out to be 456 plus 1, which is 457, and then subtract 100 from it and you will get 357. The point for all this hecticness is that we are just trying to minimize our calculations. We are just trying to get a bit easy over here. Okay, similarly in the second example, see, it is 4962 minus 999. So for this we will write it is 1000 minus 1. Again use the same property. Just open the brackets and the inside subtraction sign should be written as positive. You should write plus over that, and then just add the numbers 4962 and 1 and then subtract 1000 from it and you will get the answer. Now thank you children. I hope you are going to solve your, easier for you to solve the question for exercise 3C now.